Now, since we will be seeing inside of this house just a little bit, I want to add a little bit of detail inside. Even though I'm not going to go through all the designing of the interior, we are going to design enough that when we look through, we can see what's going on. So let's select our roof and hide it, or we can go to our tags and go to roof and we'll shut it off. But let's first go back to our wall layer, and now let's hide our roof, and now we can see inside our house. So let's double click to access this group. And first thing I want to do, when we see surfaces blinking like that, it's because there are two surfaces on top of each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to activate the site plan under it where we have our slab, and I'm going to delete it. So I'm going to click here and just click delete, and then now we just have one surface underneath our floor there. And let's turn on our 1F layer. There we can see what's going on. We have our cabinets and stuff there. So I want to draw some of these cabinets in, and I'm not going to do very much detail, but I'm just going to block out some shapes for our kitchen. So to do that, I'm just going to use the rectangle tool, and let's just draw a block from one corner to the next. And we're going to double click, and actually triple click, to triple click all those and make it into a group. And let's delete that line. And cabinets are 36 inches high for your countertop is 36 inches, and we come down 1.5 for our countertop height. And then we know that we have a wall cabinets on this wall, so I'm going to go here and we're going to go up 16 inches. Actually, I believe it's 18, and let's come up 30 inches. And let's go ahead and close this, and those will be our tall cabinets or wall cabinets. And let's apply a color to these. Let's go to materials, and we'll just add just a random color here, and I'll just edit it, kind of just make it, there we go, just a different color. And let's make our tops even another color as well. And we'll just go with a gray tone for that, for our tops. And let's do the same thing here for our island. So we'll just create a rectangle. We're going to come up 36 inches, come down 1.5, and we can push it in to where it meets there, about there. And what we can do now is let's select it all. We'll apply this material to it, and we'll deselect. Click here, and oops, I think we missed one item there. We'll just grab that. There we go. Okay. So just a quick block out of our kitchen, so when we're looking through, we can kind of see that something's going on there, and we won't be able to tell too much of the detail. And another thing I'm going to do is let's add a floor. So let's go to our floor coverings or wood, and let's use just our standard wood here. And there we go. And it looks like it's still overlapping something there, which is our slab. That's correct. That's right. We forgot about the slab that's behind here. So let's go. Let's do that. Let's hide that and double click this slab. Click, select that surface and delete it. And now let's go back to our walls. Let's add some wood to that. Oops, something's not right. Let's zoom in. There we go. And let's change it so that's not so bright of a wood. And actually, let's find a better wood. And this is where your custom materials will come in handy. So here we have some nicer selections. Let's just do maybe, let me try this. Let's go 20 feet. And let's change the direction of it. And there it kind of locks into that 90 degrees. Oops, nope, that's not where we want it. Texture position. And it's still a little busy, but we can maybe dull it out some. Again, it's just a matter of preference. You can pick whatever type of wood you want to show in your house. Or if you want something dark, you could do that as well. And that might be fine for how we're going to be looking through it. And we could change our cabinets and make these a little more grayish as well. There we go. Okay. And one more thing, let's add some curtains to our walls here. So for curtains, again, we can go to 3D Warehouse and just type in curtains and find some curtains that we can place in our window. And we don't want anything too detailed, but something that will at least show that something's going on there. And maybe we can do this. It's actually pretty nice. Let's see. It doesn't take too long to download. And here we go, here we go. And this one actually may be a little bit too complicated for what I wanted. Okay, there it is. And we'll just put it right in front of our window and just drag it up to about there. Okay, so there we have our curtains, and let's actually make them a little bit taller. Lock that blue access maybe 4 more inches higher. So when we're looking through here, I can make these see-through when we go to our rendering program so that we can see a little bit through it, but not completely. And let's kind of center it. Let me kind of look through here, see if we got them about centered. Okay. And let's unhide everything. And let's turn back on our roof. Let's go to tags, roof, there we go. Okay, so now let's put a fence on our property. Okay, so for the fence, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, again, the Valley Architects plugin. So to do that, first I'm going to draw a line, and where I want my fence to start, I'm going to just start it a little bit beyond my home here, and just going to come a little bit short of my property line, and we'll come around the back, and we will go to that point, and let's come down here, and we'll close it in there. Now I want to make this into a group, so I'm going to select them all, triple click so that they're all selected, and go and right click, make group. Now that I have that group selected, I'm going to activate my my plugin, which is called Fences, and let's see if I can find it. Fence right there. Now if you want to get this plugin, this is again a Valley Architects plugin. It's part of their architecture plugins that they offer, and allows you to do lots of different types of fences, lots of different a lot of different ways you can manipulate them. So very cool plugin. So now let's do that. All right, so here we have the plugin fence. Let's say make fence. Now that I have it selected as a group, and let's go to the styles, and actually let's make sure I have the right things selected. So railing, I don't want to do railings, I want to do a wood fence. So I'm going to type fence wood here, and let's go to parameters. Actually, let's go to the style of the wood fence, and I want one that's going to be horizontal looking, so I'm going to use this one. Even though I don't like this lattice look above it, I'm going to go ahead and change that. So let's click here, And now let's change some of the features. So one where it says drop to terrain, yes, I'm going to say no. So I just want it to follow the line regardless of what the terrain's doing. And here we have the height 6'4", 4 inches, all that's okay. Horizontal boards. Now here's the difference. I want the horizontal boards to go all the way to the top, not stop at 4'8". So I want them to be the same height as my fence post, which is 6'4". Actually, we're going to stop them at 6'3". The boards, okay, and all that I'm going to leave the same. I don't want this lattice panel to happen, so I'm going to deselect that. And I believe everything else should be good. So let's click Make Fence. And now it's asking me pick an offset point on the side for fencing to be drawn. So let's click a point outside there and just click OK. And there it created our fence. So very nice. Now one thing I want to do is I want to select it all and I want to make it a group, which I think everything is good there. Let's hit Make Group so that I can apply one color to all these. And let's go ahead and find a color to apply to it. Let's go to Materials, and I'm just going to find a color that kind of looks like wood, but not totally a wood texture. So maybe somewhere around there. That might work. Okay. And maybe make it a little bit browner. Okay. All right. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is make this thing come to life by adding some vegetation and some more details to the surroundings of this model. Now, if you've been following along and creating some of these extra models that I did as well, let's go ahead and use those to basically create a little neighborhood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this site block that I did here, and let's make some copies of it. And we'll make it on both sides of our model here. And let's see, we'll do one more. And let's move this house to sit right on top of this slab that we have here. And since it is the same house, they should all line up. There we go. Select everything. And we have one more here. Basically, we just created a whole little neighborhood. Okay. And we could also select our fence as well and drag that. There we go. All right. So take a moment right now and add some more materials to each one of these houses that are slightly different if you created them. If not, we can just work with the one house that we have here. But just for some nice context, let's add some different materials and just create a little neighborhood here. And when you're done, let's jump to the next lesson.